I mean, I was agog with the news on Friday, I think, as we all were. I mean, finally, we know a little bit about what's been going on. We know the severity, really, of the issue. We can finally understand why she wanted to maintain confidentiality and a bit of space and distance from the glare of the public spotlight. But where from here, essentially? What now?
Kevin, that's the thing about trust, isn't it? Once it's broken, it's gone forever. And as things are at the moment, I doubt that the Prince and Princess of Wales would allow the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to take their dog Lupo for a walk with any hope of getting it back at the end of it. That's how far we are away from brotherly love between these two royal brothers who were once so very close together. And indeed, Harry was very, very close to Princess Kate as well. That was, of course, all pre-Meghan. We also heard, of course, it's no surprise that they wouldn't let them know beforehand for fear that they would leak it themselves in California. We also heard that they reached out privately to Kate and William from California. Well, it couldn't have been that private because we all knew about it. The BBC...
That's a good point.
The BBC reported this rather breathlessly, Kevin, and that was backed up by ITN's excellent Chris Shipp.
Messages of support are pouring in for Kate Middleton as she undergoes treatment amid her cancer diagnosis. Actress Olivia Munn comments on Kensington Palace's post featuring the Princess of Wales video message to the world, saying, "Thank you for showing what it's like to fight with grace and determination for yourself and your family. Wishing you all the best." Munn revealed March 13th that she has been battling breast cancer.
The Princess of Wales, 42 years old and now in treatment for cancer, telling the world in an emotional statement. Discovered after abdominal surgery in January.
My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
Won't reveal the type or stage of cancer or how long the treatment will last, saying the princess has a right to medical privacy.
It's a bit hard to know what to say as a YouTuber nowadays because you've got all these things happening which millions of people will make videos about, and I'm worried because on my admin panel it says I'm harmful to the people. So what am I supposed to do? If everybody else can make videos and say things are wrong, why can't I? I don't have restrictions on my videos. I have a little bit of copyright to the music, or I've taken something off the television, but I haven't got restrictions, and they say those things to me when these people are allowed to get away with whatever they want. Now this newspaper article came out on the 20th of March, so 5-6 days ago. And they're saying, a newspaper says video of Prince William and Kate should halt royal rumour mill. That's a tall order. So what are they trying to tell us? Nora sent me someone from Ireland who has noticed that the background of the video is wrong, that she's not sitting on the bench when she's making the video or whatever's happening, or who are they, because the picture of with the children, someone says that comes from a picture from Vogue or something. Yeah, but the background's wrong, other people can see it. That's not our fault, is it? That is being done to us. And I also thought, where's William? But I didn't say anything, but she also put in, where's William? Yes, William has not been there. This picture. This picture of her face comes from the magazine. There's a little bit of information saying that they reportedly been seen at a shop, a farm shop. Harry and Meghan not trusted with Kate's diagnosis. Wow, over here. Insider, Kate and William's family retreat for cancer fight. But she's got stage 1. I'm not saying I want it. I'm not even saying I want 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it's not bad. She says she's going to get on with her life, that she's getting stronger every day. Well, I suppose that's in Berkshire, then up the road, Bucklebury, a few miles from me. Obviously, I said, well, I didn't say, I wrote it in the video, that she says, we need our privacy, leave us alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's carry on. 7, 8, there you go. For somebody that wants privacy and to be left on her own, it's quite incredible that practically every story on The Independent is about her. See, they're spinning the spin. They're the ones that doctored the pictures, or the hierarchy is doctoring them for their game, and they all work together. So here's another one. The royal family has a trust problem. Problem with the royal family, we don't trust the media either. All the people that are running us. Obviously, there might be a different way. What it is this is the New York Times, so maybe they are allowed to say what they want, but the press are not allowed to say what they, well, anyway, it's not what they want, is it? But supposedly that's the thing. American can say what they like, but the British press can't. When you think about it, it's just all bananas, isn't it? Because it's all part of the game. Yeah, and there's a little bit of information that they're saying about them. That's the New York Times. No one wants to be nasty or anything, do they? In case this person, it is happening to this person. But it's probably covering something else. They all do. They can go out of... Do you remember? I tell you what it was. King George of England, before Queen Victoria, announced that he needed to have time away because he wasn't very well. So he disappeared from the English limelight. His son became proxy king, while he went over to America, was George Washington, and got a corporation to the UK, which the Americans think is Independence Day. So they can use these things to cover up things. But, I don't know, for somebody that said that they didn't want the public to get, to just leave them alone, then Sky are, whatever.
Queenslander Simon Dorante-Day has, for many years, been on a mission to prove that he is the eldest son of now King Charles and Camilla. He says that he was conceived when Camilla was 18 and Charles 17, and then adopted to a friend of the Queen's staff. You can watch his full backstory by clicking this link. And there's a fresh twist in his royal paternity case in the wake of the Queen's death. The 56-year-old says he's been inundated with requests from media and royal watchers around the world in the days following the Queen's passing. Many are keen to know his next steps in the controversial case. Speaking exclusively to 7news.com.au, Dorante-Day revealed his thoughts on the Queen's death.
Well, obviously, I'm sad. I mean, it's the morning, firstly, of an opportunity of solving this thing politely, and maybe we should say the right way. Disappointment at the whole process, and there's also anger. I mean, there's obviously going to be anger there as well. It's mixed emotions at the moment, but like everybody, we're all going through a mourning process. I mean, as an English person myself, I grew up with the Queen. The Queen's always been there, so to lose her is quite significant. The opposite way, you know, what have they done for us? What have they done to come to help you, Dad? They can't even come clean or speak the truth. It's different attitudes from the children depending on their experience of it.
Simon has released lots of photos of he and his family that he says is proof he is a secret royal, and in particular those who bear resemblance to Queen Elizabeth.
It's hard at the moment because every time I look at one of them I see her. So, I mean, that kind of brings the grief on. I mean, a lot of my friends are also mourning the Queen's passed, you know, and they're quite sad. And to see them brings it back. It's right in your face. It's not something you can ignore. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the royal family, it's the Shan family. On the page, we've gone back to many lines of the royal family, and you can see facial features, and you can, you know, everyone can see that for themselves. And sure, that's enough to ask the question. And that's, you know, this is the reason why I went to court back in 2018 was, what would I need to do that? I've been told what I need to do that. I'm in the middle of putting it all together. It's not simple. It's even less simple when you're doing it yourself. I know what happened to me. It's my life. It's me explaining myself. I know they happened. There's not a question in my mind. The question is why. And as I've said, the state of the UK owes me an answer. As an adopted child, I'm a ward of the state just like every other adopted child, and I have a right to know these answers. So yeah, there's disappointment that I never got to meet her. There's disappointment that I never heard her side of the story. But there's also disappointment at the way the system's dealt with the whole thing. And I will persist to get answers for those. It's not a difficult question. I've been to court, I've shown that I do have the evidence that I need to ask this question. The anger is at not getting. Dealt with. Not getting just the simplest answer is frustrating. To me, there's a mountain in front of me. Whether it's male or female, whether it's the Queen or whether it's Charles, I've still got that mountain to climb to get to the truth. And that's what it is about, is the truth.
So, is Simon intimidated that the man he's seeking answers from is now king?
Not really, no. Like I said, the mountain doesn't change. It's still a mountain. I'm going to climb it. So that's. I've got to climb it to get over it. That's the way it is.
And honestly, we appreciate being given the opportunity to let him know that we haven't given up and he'll still see us. We have not given up, and we will address him via law, LAW, and law, LORE. And why I say law, LORE, is because I'm an Indigenous Australian from both Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander tribal groups here in Australia.
If Simon's claims are true, he would be the rightful heir. He says that he was disappointed when he saw King Charles make William the Prince of Wales.
It's like being overlooked. I can understand how Harry feels. It's not the not getting it, it's the being overlooked, being ignored, not being made to think any worth. You know, I mean, that's the bit that kind of gets to you. But I wasn't necessarily looking for that. As everybody knows, I want the truth. And if you look at it from this perspective, would you? want to be governed by people that are capable of that, are capable of such lies, such deception and manipulation. It's been a journey for me. When I was a young kid, it was all red, white and blue, rule Britannia, Britannia rules always, the monarchy can never do anything wrong. Then as I got older and I realised the reality of the world, and I realised the poverty, the joblessness, searching, the economy. You know, you look at a whole picture. I left the UK despising the royal family for what they stand for and what they do to the people of England alone, let alone the rest of the world. So then I had to go out. I saw what the empire had done to the world when I was in the Navy, and I went from country to country to country, and I've seen the devastation, I've seen the anger, I know the aggression people hold to what's not been done, what's not been rectified. So I've experienced that firsthand, and people overlook a lot of this. It is a major factor in it. And then I you know, discovering who my parents were, and the realization that it was them. Then you look at it different again. So I had to look at the monarchy and see, well, what's the worth of this thing? You know, do we really want to be governed by, when we're really being governed by the politicians? I mean, the UK government I'm a ward of the state. They've got answers in this just as much as Charles, and I'm yet to get any reaction in that regard. They hide behind, they talk about Charles hiding behind his mother's skirt. I think that the UK government hide equally as well behind the royal family, and they become a manipulation object in this game.
Simon was very emphatic when asked if he planned to watch the Queen's funeral.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I've not watched any.
We've got our own process of dealing with sorry business, is what we refer to that from the Indigenous community. Yeah, so we've got our own little plan of how we will address that and how we will address our emotions in relation to the old lady, which we called Akka Lilybed for many, many years. Akka is a terminology we use in the Torres Straits that means grandma.
And it's used affectionately, so yeah.
So how will Simon remember the Queen?
I feel sorry for her, because for years she's had to do as she's told. This is what I said at the end of my post. You know, I can imagine how that feels. No, you can't pick up that chicken with your fingers and be told what to do by the government. I won't be told what to do, not unless if it's justified and it's right, fine. But if it's not, I won't be told by anything. I think most people that follow my story know that by now. I feel sorry for her that she had to live all those years without really expressing her true self. I don't think we've really got to see the true Queen. I'd say she had a lot of things that she wanted to do that she never got done and was never allowed to do.
Despite the Queen's passing, Simon says he will not be deterred from his mission to legally prove his claims.
Okay, just as a quick recap of where I'm at, business as usual. I'll be going back to the court at some point. There's several options I'm reviewing there. Obviously they're not simple moves, so they need a bit of discussion with some legal experts outside of myself and my wife. And we will be heading back to court to push for the DNA and to push for the answers. There's no point in me going in with Ancestry.com. I'll get laughed out the court by the judges. The truth needs to be told. He's done an action. Hey, every action that I do, don't I get a held account to it? And I mean, the world's noticed that. The world's watched that. Okay, you want to hold me to account, then he needs to be honest and he needs to come forward. I think if he wants the respect of the Commonwealth, that's one thing he needs to do, is clear this up. And so the UK government, they've got a part in that, and they know what that role that is. I mean, they've got the same paperwork that I have, and they know there's gaps. So don't try and hide behind that barricade any longer. You know, I can... It's hard. I'm sure people can understand. The mountain's there. I'm off to climb it again.